be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Do you know what to do when a car is pulled over on the side of the road? First, reduce your speed. Second, change lanes if possible. Third, proceed with caution. These 3 simple steps can be the difference between life and death. The next time you're on the road, do the right thing. Slow down, move over, and drive like your life and their life depends on it. Sponsored by the Illinois Broadcasters Association. Aired in cooperation with this station. Thanks to the AAA Auto Club for their financial support in the airing of this message.
There's nothing like seeing a big number on your combine's yield monitor. The seeds of your harvest started here in the Pioneer Research Lab, where we use advanced breeding technologies to bring seed innovations to your fields faster. So you can be confident that Pioneer will help you enjoy more harvest moments year after year. That's what it takes to earn the name Pioneer. What's next happens here. Learn more at pioneer.com/next.
If you're looking for a local, full or part-time job in Central Illinois, there's an easy place to go to find current job openings. It's IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. You'll find jobs available near you. And the best part is that it's free for candidates to access 24/7. If you want a local job when you don't have to spend a lot of money on gas to get to, then you want access to IllinoisJobPost.com to check out current local job openings. That web address again is IllinoisJobPost.com. Another service from your friends at the Miller Media Group.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It is brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Jennifer DeWeese is the Executive Director of Community Action in Central Illinois. Our guest. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the barn. Thanks for making time for us.
Yes, no problem, of course.
I appreciate you doing that. And let's talk, Jennifer, as we catch up this morning, CSBG scholarships. This is a really complex topic. So let's start with the acronym CSBG. What is this?
Yes, so CSBG stands for Community Service Block Grant, and that's a federal program, so federal funding.
Yeah. So what goes into the CSBG? Well, like what can you do with this block grant?
So you can really do a lot, and you're supposed to design the program based on your community's needs. So in our agency, we've developed a Hand Up project, which provides individuals that are in the income levels that we serve to have a personal development coach. They can work with that coach on a weekly basis, a monthly basis. There's really lots of options. We really try to customize it to the individual and what they're looking for.
Sure.
But yeah, some of the benefits of the Hand Up project is not only are you working with a coach to either work on professional development, personal development, financial needs, you also, it opens the door to some funding that we have available to help individuals with their current situations as well.
Yeah, like scholarships.
Correct.
Yeah, which we'll get to here in a second. I want to ask this, though. You're talking about a lot of things, professional development, personal development. Let's start with personal development. How does a CSBG coach work with an individual on personal development?
Yes. So our past CEO developed a tool called Grow Me. It's a 52-week coaching tool that our coaches use with individuals, and it just has different topics that you can work on each week. I mean, some of the topics are as small as getting enough sleep to, be a productive individual the next day. And some of them are much more complex, like building a budget and working through, financial concerns in your home. So it just kind of depends on what the needs of that individual are. But there are so many topics in that tool. So that I think would be the best to hit those personal growth.
Sure. How does one come into the programs under the CSBG?
Yeah. So you can call any of our offices, walk into any of our offices. Most people tend to come in and then we'll, fill out an application form, take an intake, but we do have people that call and we can do that over the phone as well. But yeah, I mean, really just coming in, there's information on our website as well. I don't think you can apply on our website yet, but that is something that we're working towards, trying to have that online application.
Yeah. Now, if I'm remembering right, part of the appeal of the CSBG is you've probably got people coming in for, maybe they're not coming in for this, but they're coming in for like assistance, like the LIHEAP or other things. And you tell them about this program, and this is something they can be a part of to better their situation. Talk a little bit about how that brings people in.
Yes, actually, that's how the majority of our CSBG customers probably do come in, through LIHEAP appointments and even through our Head Start program. So once they're engaged in any of CAPCIL's programming, we can do referrals to internal programs as well as external programs. But a lot of the applicants come in as a referral to the CSBG program after talking with them for another program. So
yeah,
that's
probably how a lot of folks come in. When it comes to the professional development side of it, speak to that a little bit. What does that look like?
Yeah. So our coaches are always working with individuals to either help ensure that they are employed or gainfully employed, or, adequately employed for what their skills are. So we have some assistance where if individuals are looking for a new job and do not have the money to purchase the work boots that they might need or the uniforms, things like that, we can help pay for those so that individuals can get started in those careers instead of having to pass over employment because they just don't have the funds to get started.
Right. Yeah. And for a lot of people, that's got to be really appealing, because we were talking a little bit off air, in this economy we're in, there's so many people, so many employers needing employees, but there's also people out of work who may not have access to or have the funds to purchase a uniform or all those things you're talking about.
Right. Correct.
So that's an interesting avenue to be a part of. Is there a progression? Is there kind of an end goal for individuals? Is that something determined like on an individual basis, if you will?
It is kind of individual. So usually, because it is an income-based program, usually we can keep our clients until they have, hit that gainful employment and they're now no longer making under the income threshold, which, we did have one person last year that kind of started in that situation and then ended up with a really good job, and we were like sad, but hey, you don't qualify anymore, which is really a good thing. But it's also hard to have to give up those clients.
Is it something that a lot of people are very successful at? Is that one person kind of the outlier of where everyone ends up, if that makes any sense?
I think depending on everybody's personal situation, some people take a little bit longer to, you might be involved for a couple of years. Well, maybe if your child is in Head Start, you're involved in the CSBG program also for those, 3 years, so that you can get where you need to be. The one person that I spoke of, I just was involved in that one a lot more. So I know, so I'm not really, I don't have that information on the top of my head.
I see.
But yeah.
That's fair. No. So let's dive into, again, Jennifer DeWeese is our guest in studio this morning. She's the Executive Director of Community Action. We talked about part of this block grant is a scholarship opportunity. And, people hear scholarship opportunity, particularly this time of the year, and they think high school students going off to college next year, but it's more than that. Let's dive into this.
Yes. So our scholarship program can do many different things. You can, if you're in need of completing a GED program, we can designate money for you to be able to complete that program. We have a lot of individuals that use the money for trade schools. And then there are also individuals that are doing the secondary education scholarships. Those ones are a little bit more involved because they involve like an essay and some references and things like that. But really, in order to be eligible, you just have to be under the 200% of the federal poverty guidelines. And you can just call any of our offices and they will fill out an application for you and get everything started. But it's a pretty simple process.
So once you apply, that application is in, what happens next?
Yes. So we have a scholarship committee, which is a couple employees and a few of our board members. So they review all scholarship applications and go through there. And then from that, they have a scoring system where they kind of pick and decide like how the scholarships are divided out, who's getting how much, and
how much money is available for this year.
So I believe it is 7,000 that we have.
Okay.
And there have been years where we haven't even spent it all.
Oh, wow.
So last year, I think we did actually get through the full 7,000, and that's our
Mhm.
goal again this year. But yeah, like I said, there are years where that money is just sitting there and nobody's applied for
Oh,
it.
wow.
So.
Yeah, that tells me that interest may not be, or awareness may not be that
Right.
great for this.
Right, exactly.
So with that GED process, and I don't know the whole ins and outs, but is there like a deadline for when you have to have an application in, or is this kind of an always open type of a thing?
So it is open all year as long as the funds are still there for it.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
So really anytime you
Yep.
can apply.
You can. Yep.
Yeah.
And the CSBG program runs on the calendar year, so January 1 to December 31. So
Okay.
anytime. So we're still early in our service year now. So now would be an ideal time
Yeah.
to come out and apply.
Well, and it's it's a great opportunity. I think I had Dia Welsh in a number of months ago to talk about this, and we were talking about the great opportunity it is for beyond the high school student, that GED. Maybe it's a trade you want to take up, or finish that trade school, whatever the case may be a great opportunity for those.
Yes, absolutely.
So Jennifer, when it comes to applying, again, how do folks apply for this?
Yeah. So again, we don't have that online application built yet, but you can come into any of our locations. You can call. It's just a simple intake situation where they go through basic household information, all of that stuff. We
Mhm.
do have to collect income for the household.
Do you have to show proof of income?
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
so you may need those forms when you come in.
Yes, they take I think it's the last 90 days income is what they look at.
I see.
And they look at it for the household. So if it was a high school student, they would look at the household income.
I see. Very good. So again, anything else on the CSBG block or the scholarship? Anything I missed there?
No, just one good thing to mention is that you can also apply multiple times.
Oh,
So
okay.
if it is for secondary education, you can apply once a semester.
Mm.
If you got it last year and you're still working towards the degree or whatever trade school, options you're working on, you can apply again this year. So,
That's great. That's great opportunity. So again, where do folks go for that information?
So you can go to our website, which is CAPCIL.org, or again, call any of Community Action's offices or come on in.
Very good. Well, Jennifer, let's take a time out here. How do folks just learn more about community action in general, whether it's World Wide Web, social media? How about all those things?
Yeah. So our website is a great resource. We're also on Facebook. I think we have a Instagram.
Okay. Maybe look for that on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right.
Facebook is definitely our most popular
All
social
right.
media outlet.
So find them on Facebook. That is Jennifer DeWeese, Executive Director of Community Action, our guest in studio. More to come with her on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. Search our big selection of pre-owned cars and trucks by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Dr. Bradley Grant here from Mid-State I in Clinton. Many insurance plans will have benefits that renewed on January 1st. If you've been waiting until the new year, click Mid-State I icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to make your appointment today.
This is Noah Atkinson, owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln. Our communities thrive thanks to small businesses. That's why I'm pleased to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
The Flower Corner and Country Churchcraft Mall on West Route 54 in Clinton includes a full-service florist specializing in designs for any occasion. Plus, the Craft Mall featuring crafts, candles, quilts, pictures, wooden signs, and furniture. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at whow@randyradio.com.
Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs salute this local business for helping make the community grow. And when it comes to envelopes, wedding invitations, signs, banners, vinyl wraps, and more, find us online at LincolnPrintersInc.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Jennifer DeWeese is the Executive Director of Community Action, my guest in studio here for today. Jennifer, let's talk a little bit about Cheeseburger in Paradise. Brianne was in last month to dive into all things Cheeseburger, but let's get the CEO's perspective. What do you know about Cheeseburger?
Yeah, so Cheeseburger in Paradise, I mean, Brianne is definitely the pro there, so she probably had all the information more than I would ever have, but it is our annual fundraiser. It is really the biggest fundraiser that we have that brings in any of the unrestricted funds. The majority of the funds that our agency gets are all grant-based and very specific, so you can only spend them on those things, but like there are other needs, like our agency needs a new roof, things like that grant funds just don't do. So this this fundraiser really helps us keep our doors open in more ways than a lot of people understand.
So where does the money go then? You mentioned like a new roof. What else would this money be used for?
Yeah, so this, I mean, we probably won't make enough for a new roof by any means, but it's really dependent each year on what program, maybe needs it the most, or if there are some programs that are underfunded. A lot of times our senior nutrition and senior transportation programs are not funded adequately. So sometimes that money will go to those programs. Also, lots of private grants are very specific client-based donations where these unrestricted funds can be used to, help pay somebody to actually provide those services. I think a lot of times donors forget that, yes, it's great to have client assistance, but we need somebody to deliver that assistance. And that isn't always the case with those grants.
Sure.
So yeah, it depends each year what the need is in our communities.
Yeah. Well, Cheeseburger in Paradise is when for 2023?
So it is April 22nd. It's a Saturday. It's at 6 p.m. and it's at the Lincoln Banquet Center. It's a good show. They have entertainment. There is music and dancing. There's a live auction, as well as an auction that will be online leading up to the event.
Okay.
Speaking of auctions, I know we are taking donations for all of those auctions. So if anybody wanted to donate, they can always go to our website. If you go to the agency development page, there's a link for Cheeseburger, and then there's a donation button, all that fun stuff.
Gotcha. Very good. So when it comes to Cheeseburger, what's the day the night like, I should say? I know last year, I think, was your first year for Cheeseburger. So how about that?
It was. It's a very fun environment. So very, Jimmy Buffett-esque with Hawaiian leis and lots of Hawaiian shirts, fun music. There is a cash bar, things like that. So a lot of people just there having fun. It looks like a very good, nice night out on the town. So if you're looking to do something on a Saturday night and you don't want to travel outside of, Lincoln or
Central Illinois,
right, the more local areas, you can come do that and support a good cause while you're at it.
Sure. Now, tables go fast. Talk a little bit about table purchases.
They do. So we are over halfway sold out on our tables. We have 10 tables left, and they've been on sale for like less than a month. So,
oh, wow.
So yeah, just 10 tables left. They do range. There are tables that go for as low as $160-ish that have less tickets. I think like 4 tickets, and you still get like the meal line and all of that fun stuff. And then there are sponsorships that go all the way up to like our King Parrot table, which is $720. But that one comes with gold sponsorship, so your name will appear in some of our flyers and advertisements, things like that. They get souvenir cups first through the food line.
Gotcha.
All of those benefits of being a gold level sponsor.
There you go. Now, what is the food like for a Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Yeah, so
do they serve cheeseburgers?
They really do.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yes. It is an all-you-can-eat cheeseburger line. So they have they're like build your own. So you'll start through, grab your bun and your burger, and then all of the toppings are there. They usually have chicken wings as well. As well as a dessert display and things like that. But yes, it really is cheeseburgers.
Now, do you have people that like spend the night just making the food all night?
So yeah, it's all the majority of it is all put on by volunteers.
Yeah.
We have a couple board members that volunteer, as well as some staff members that volunteer to start cooking that morning, and they're getting everything all ready for the night. the whole event is put on by volunteers. It's set up, clean up, selling tickets throughout the night, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Raffles go on throughout the night as well, correct?
They do. Yeah. There's usually a big kahuna raffle, which is usually for a couple nicer high-end prizes. Last year, I don't know.
Brienne said they had trips last year.
Yeah.
Getaways.
And we are working on that again this year too. That was part of the live auction. I don't think she has the location secured yet.
Okay.
But like they were big ones last year, like an Alaskan cruise.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Like trips to, Iceland and things
Really?
like that.
Oh, wow.
They were big things, and they did really well actually selling those at the auction, which was
wonderful.
amazing.
Nice. Awesome. So with the night itself, is it like a structured evening? Is it just kind of come and be a part of it? What's it like?
It is a little bit structured as far as, especially with a live auction and things like that.
Yeah.
Things at specific times. But for the most part, the first hour and a half is really more just come, mingle. You can buy the raffle tickets, throughout all of that. They also sell souvenir cups and usually have, if you buy the cup, you get margaritas cheaper or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Brienne mentioned that last month. So sure.
Yeah. So so it starts out that way, and then it gets a little bit more structured with the auctioneer coming in.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Well, we look forward to it. So Cheeseburger comes up again. The date and time is?
It is April 22nd, and that is at 6 p.m.
All right. So be a part of it. How do folks get their tables?
Yes. So if you go to our website, which is CAPCIL.org, CAPCIL.org, our agency development tab is where you'll find all options to volunteer or participate in any of our fundraising events. There is a link on that page to the Cheeseburger event.
All right. So look forward to it. I've got a couple minutes yet still with you, Jennifer. What else do you want to get to this morning? What's going on within community action?
Yeah. So we're also at the time of year where Head Start is actually starting to take applications for our 23-24 school year.
Okay.
Which seems a million miles away, but August will be here before you know it.
Sure.
And we actually start our first selection in May. So the earlier you apply, the better chance you have to get into any of our classrooms for next year.
Now, is that a first come, first serve type of program?
Yes and no. It is need-based. So when we take our applications, there's a needs assessment essentially that goes along with that selection criteria. And so everybody gets a score. So it really is more need-based, but with us staggering our selections, we stagger in May, June, and July.
Okay.
Some of those lower scores can get selected in May if we don't have a lot of applications. So
All right.
you do have a better chance the earlier you apply.
All right. Now tell us about Head Start. What's this program all about?
Yeah. So Head Start is our preschool program. We have two different programs. Head Start, which is for children ages 3 to 5, which is essentially preschool. We use the creative curriculum. It's very similar to any of the preschools that you would see in the school district.
Okay.
Again, you do have to be income eligible.
Sure.
But, and then our early Head Start program, there are two different models for that. There is a home-based model, which is for pregnant moms through children that are turning 3.
Okay.
And that's where you have essentially a teacher. We call them a family educator. They come out and they work with the family and the parents on, building those milestones and hitting those milestones with the child.
Okay.
But we also have early Head Start center-based here in Clinton. And that is a classroom for children 6 weeks till their 3rd birthday.
All right.
So it is kind of like daycare. We don't usually like to say it's like daycare, but it is kind of like daycare where they have students in the building from 9 to 3.
Well, Jennifer, I don't mean to do this to you. I have to cut us off. Where do folks go to apply for Head Start?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, CAPCIL.org, or you can walk into any of our buildings.
And those are due for the first round of acceptance by
May 1st.
All right. So put that on the radar. Jennifer DeWeese is the executive director of Community Action. Our guest in studio. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance.
WHOW.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. It's been a series of dramatic rescues in Turkey.